which the clerk will read.
Amendment number 8 by Ms. Comerford, ensuring consideration of rural areas.
Question comes on adoption of the amendment. Senator Comerford.
Thank you, Mr. President, and through you to our colleagues. Mr. President, I rise in strong support of the base bill, and I want to thank the great team that has put this together. Of course, the Senate President, of course, the Chair of Ways and Means, and also, of course, the Senator from Winchester. This is an important bill, and it is a vital bill, and constituents in my region are calling us to pass this bill today. I also know that there are many Senate colleagues who are assembled in the chamber today who have helped power this forward, and I extend my thanks to them as well. I shared this bill with the early childhood education experts in my district, and they were thrilled with the way this bill supports providers and families and actually the whole sector. This amendment stems from their feedback on behalf of the child care providers in rural areas who have unique concerns. And I thank the gentleman from Ludlow, the gentleman from Westfield, and the gentleman for the Cape and Islands for their co-sponsorship of this amendment. We are together representing rural communities. This amendment essentially does two things. It adds to the charge of the Data Advisory Commission created in this bill to ensure that they consider the needs and capabilities of rural providers. And Section 13, where this bill establishes a matching grant pilot to increase access to childcare by incentivizing employer investments, we heard concerns from Western Mass providers that they have relatively less access to private sector employer support. And so this amendment instructs the Department of Early Education and Care to prioritize rural areas as they consider grant applications. There was, Mr. President, a third part of this amendment which has been struck in the redrafted version. It would have required prioritization of rural areas in the formula for distributing operational grants. The current bill requires the formula to prioritize, quote, unique populations. And after a discussion, we felt that unique populations sufficiently covers rural areas because we know our good friends at EEC and their intrepid commissioner, Commissioner Kershaw, care deeply about rural areas. So I was comfortable removing that part of the amendment, and I thank the Senate Ways and Means team and Chair Rodrigues and the Senate President and her team for their good counsel here. And with that, I respectfully urge this amendment to be adopted, Mr. President. Thank you.
Question comes on adoption of the amendment. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The amendment is adopted.